Hey there, guys and gals of YouTube world. It is Friday, October the 8th in the year 2021. I was thinking about skipping a video today because I made 3 yesterday. Of course, they haven't got many views, so maybe it's overwhelming for me to make 3 at one time. I don't know. But anyway, I watched, what do I call it? A YouTube video earlier today. It's, I won't say the person's name, but it's a daily financial news. And this person, I made a video the other day about this. And one thing, I just want to caution people on YouTube. You know, there are so-called gurus on YouTube, so-called experts, but be aware of that because there's no checks and balances. Like say when I make a video, there's no one supervisor over me saying, oh, cut this, add this, you doing this wrong, this was factually incorrect. There's no checks and balances on YouTube, okay, for the most part. So anyway, in this video this morning, this person made a statement again about I forget the exact words, but something to the effect of a recession is coming. Like it was said more strongly, a recession is coming. And then he followed it up with talking about stagflation. Stagflation being low growth with high interest rates. Is that what it is? I'm drawing a blank here. High interest rates, low growth, something like that. You know, stagflation. Or high inflation, I'm sorry. High inflation and low growth. Prices are going up and the growth rate slows, okay? I was a business major and I could always be wrong. If I know I'm wrong, or if you hear me say something wrong, correct me in the comments, okay? This person is known, he has 23,000 subscribers. He's always clamoring, pushing for more subscribers, more this, he wants this, he wants this. And I think what happens is as people with YouTube channels become successful, and their channel grows, I think they put in pressure on themselves to get bigger and better, bigger and better, bigger and better, okay? It's that type A personality. I don't have the type A personality, I don't think. Yes, I've mentioned before, I like my channel to grow, I like to get monetized, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So if I continue my channel, it's just, I'm gonna keep it a small channel, unless someday it does grow. You know, if it does, it does, if it doesn't, it doesn't. And maybe I may stop it one day, because this kind of stuff bothers me. I have seen factually incorrect stuff said in a variety of financial YouTube channels. And I'm not an expert. I'm not a CPA. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a financial expert. But when you talk about a recession by definition is 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth. Okay, growth is dropping. It's not growing, it's dropping. This same person made a comment the other day, they're creating their own definition, it appears, because they said if growth is 3%, but inflation is 5%, we're not keeping up with prices. That's, from my understanding, that's not a recession. That's not negative growth. Studying history, to my knowledge, I could be wrong, we've always had inflation. There's always inflation out there. It could be 2%, it could be 3%, but prices always go up. Without me studying it, I'm sure there's time periods where inflation has been higher than growth, but we don't call that a recession. A recession is negative growth for 2 consecutive quarters, not 1 quarter, 2 quarters in a row of negative growth is a recession. So this person is saying factually incorrect stuff. I have noticed other videos in recent times, and I forget the examples, but factually incorrect stuff was said. Sometimes he rehashes news articles and gives opinions on it, which is the incorrect, factually incorrect. There's another big YouTuber out there who has maybe hundreds of thousands. And one example I'll give with him, he and his spouse have many times in their videos, because he gives good information in his videos, but he will say over and over again that if you're a real estate investor, you have to have an LLC, because by having an LLC, you get better tax protection, tax laws, you pay less tax. He actually had, months ago, maybe a year ago, my attorney was a guest on his channel. And during that talk with my attorney, they said that about you have to have an LLC set up to get better tax benefits with rental property. And my attorney is very nice. He didn't say, no, you're wrong. He didn't say that. But he went on to say about how an LLC does not change anything in regards to taxes. You know, you cannot have an LLC and your tax, and I'm not a tax attorney, I'm not a CPA, but your taxes are the same as if you have an LLC. You don't get any extra tax stuff. So anyway, with a variety of YouTube channels. Some folks are biased, and the one I talked about first is strongly biased towards real estate. He will talk about the stock market being gambling. And I've been an investor in the stock market. It's not gambling. It's not legalized gambling, as he calls it. It's not it. You can be an investor. You can also speculate and be wrong and not be an investor, be a trader, be a speculator, be a gambler. You can do that. You can do the same with real estate. People screw up with real estate. People screw up with all kinds of investing. Okay, but be careful watching YouTube channels. Don't take everything as gospel. Don't take everything as being 100% factual. And it's easier said than done, but do your own due diligence on the topics you're learning about, okay? Even if you follow my channel and you think, man, Mazske, he has 25 rentals. I may soon have 27 rentals. I have investments in other things. Mazske knows what he's doing. Do your own due diligence, okay? I'm entertaining you. That's what every channel out there is doing. The majority of channels, and I'll say this is my opinion, the majority of channels that you see advertisements on, they are chasing the views because the more views they get more money, okay? There are YouTubers out there that get millions of dollars a month, okay? They're chasing the views. They will make all kinds of videos. They will dye their hair different colors. They will do outlandish things to get more views because it gets them more money. When they're doing that, they're putting themselves under pressure to create content, okay? Same with some of these financial folks. There are some good ones out there. Like I've mentioned others like Millennial Mike. Millennial Mike, he's not putting himself under pressure. He's lucky to make a video a week sometimes. Coach Chad Carson, he makes a video or two a week. I don't watch everything he does, but he's factual. Okay, and I reference his book. I put it on my shelf. Retire Early with Real Estate. It's a good book. Okay, I believe folks need to be humble. I think all investors need to realize that greed can destroy you, okay? You may look at me if you have 0 rental property and say, wow, Mazske, you have 25 rentals, why are you gonna get 27? Okay, and I'll tell you, I got a $3,000 mortgage to pay. I have to get more investments to be comfortable. And yes, I might be living a nicer lifestyle, but I don't need to chase millions and millions of dollars every month or nothing like that. You know, there's a limit. We don't need to be greedy. We don't need to chase it. And some of these YouTubers talk about hard times coming for society and how they're going to jump in and buy houses from the burnt out landlords, the landlords who this pandemic and the moratorium affected them. When they're down on their luck, they're going to buy their properties so they can build their portfolio. It's like, I mean, that's fine to get good deals. That's our goal, is to get good deals. But once you get to a certain level, do you need to keep building? You know, there's real estate investors out there that have 5,000 units. Why? That's my question, is why? I'm not saying it's bad necessarily, because it's not bad, but we got to be careful with greed, okay? We don't need to keep getting as big as, if we're going to get that big, why are we going to get that big? Okay, so back to YouTube. Under the last administration, fake news came out. The term fake news. Okay, most news journalists are decent people, to my knowledge. They're not all bad. They're not all fake news, okay? That was an extreme statement that was push, and it did something to the mentality of Americans to make them think you can't trust the news, the media, it's fake. YouTube is the same way. At least journalists have been to college, more than likely, or they got supervisors over them watching them, critiquing them, holding them to a standard. There's no one holding any YouTube to a standard except for the viewers. Most viewers on these financial topics don't know incorrect information is being given. Okay, incorrect information has been given. I've heard it with my own ears by a variety of YouTubers. Okay, they also have good information in there. Okay. I may say something incorrect at times. I don't know. If it is, it's a mistake. I do my best not to. All right, but just be aware of that. Do your own due diligence. Don't hold anyone up like they're it and everything they say is correct. Double check everything. Okay, just be careful. Just double check everything. And that whole point I made about recession, that's not a big deal. That's not going to affect things, but then again, it might affect how people invest. It might affect decisions they make. So just be aware. And just like when you watch the TV news or read the newspaper, be aware every human being has biases. Every single human being has biases. Now, they may try to block and hide their biases to be fair and neutral, but every single human being has biases. So just be aware of that, okay? All right, that'll be it for this video. Y'all stay safe, be careful, be humble, love life, and Mazske is signing out.